Alright, time to get this guy finished up. So, here's the head that we've soft baked, and then I'm going to gently twist this ball stylus out from beneath him. And then I'm going to just gently cut away at this neck. And this clay is soft baked, so it's going to be crumbly. And I just need to be careful with it so I don't let it crack. Alright, so here he is. I'm just going to cut away some of that extra clay back there. And now just kind of measuring him to what we have here. He's looking good size-wise. And then here, this kind of shows me where the neck needs to be. And so I'm thinking for now I might stick a toothpick up here just so I can get the neck right where it needs to be and have it have a little bit more support. And then I'll be putting on his wig. But let's see, it looks like the back of his head might be a little bit too far. So I'm going to trim that too, so we've got room for this wig back there. Alright, so my first step is to just have a brass tube inside of his head and make sure it's at the right place so the tube coming down from his neck will be aligned correctly. So I did that just by putting it in. I had to cut out a little bit towards the front, and then I just made a worm shape of clay and shoved it up there too, and then have pressed it in so it's going to hold it in place. And now I'm going to put a little bit of a neck on him too, so his head's not going to be moving around. And then before I put the rest of the neck on, I'm going to put a little bit of this bacon bond on here too, to make sure we have a nice, good adherence. And then I think I'm just going to kind of squeeze it down and wrap it from the front and to the back like this. Now I'm going to get it all in place with my wooden tool. Okay, so I'm getting the neck in place, and I also expanded his jaw just a little bit because on this side it was a little bit weak. So I've added a little bit more clay there. And then what I'm going to do is take a thin sheet of clay like this and just kind of put it over his whole scalp. In fact, I want an even thinner sheet of clay. So I'm going to take this one that I had left over for making his pocket and just kind of smooth it in there. And the reason I'm doing this, in fact, I want to add a little bit more of this bacon bond. But this way I will have a surface to work with that I can stick those curls that he has on his wig. So I'm going to smooth this in. I even have a brush so I can just get a nice thin layer. And then I'm going to be adding that layer of skin first before I do the wig. Alright, so now he's ready to go swimming. That's what he looks like anyway. So I have this cap on him and it's all smoothed really well into his scalp. And so now I can start putting on the wig. So, never done a wig before, so I'm just going to go for basic shapes, probably save the 3 curls on the side for last. So I think I'm going to work with this top of the head first. Okay, yeah, I don't want it to be out any further than that. So I'll get some clay and see what we've got. Yeah, about right there. So I just looked up Victorian male wig just on Google to see what I could come up with so I could see what the back of the head looked like more. Looks like it's just a little ponytail back there. I know on this pattern picture it looks a little bit short, but I'm thinking this is probably pretty close to what we want. So what I have is a sheet of clay here that I've got kind of made into a curl at the end, and I'm just going to place this over the back of his head. Just so I have something to start working with. And then I can shorten it as needed. So I pinched off a little bit back here and then just stuck it on the top of his head because I know this is supposed to kind of poof out a bit. But I just wanted you to see it in the rough state and just in the stages because it's going to look funky. You just keep going. That's the trick. So now I'm going to keep on adding pieces and kind of work with the top first and then do the curls on the side. So this is just a blob that I stuck on the top of his head. And now I'm just going to smooth it in. And it's too high at this point, but it'll squish in to where I want it. Okay, I'm just trying his head on to see what we think of this. It's a little bit on the small side, but I think if I just keep building out his wig a little bit more, it'll even out. Because as a whole, he looks pretty good. Especially when we just let those arms go. Yeah, he looks nice that way. So right here, I just put some tester curls on there just to kind of get an idea of what I'm headed for. So these are just wrapped pieces of clay, like just little flat sheets that I just kind of rolled like you would a crepe. So that's what I've done with that so far. And then I need to figure out the shape more and how to draw lines in, etc. So still a ways to go, but I just had to check it out on his head. I'll need to widen out his neck so it's a match better. And also make sure I have the right length compared to the doll pattern. But that's how he's coming along. Alright, so I just am adding in kind of just squished balls of clay. There's one that I'm just barely getting in there. I already put one on the side. And I'm trying to pull out these curls just a little bit further just to make sure they're the right size. Mine were a little bit small. On this side I've made a little bit bigger. This side I still need to adjust a little bit. But I might end up actually just using these and then just, you know, sculpt in on the ends of them to make them look like they're curly hair. So just little by little, getting this wig shape in place. And I'm just kind of going for the outer shape first, and then I'll do the detail work later.